the ubiquitous material. It's in our oceans, our food, even our blood, but we still can't let go. Plastic has become an inescapable part of modern existence, woven into the fabric of nearly every industry and daily routine. Its presence is so widespread that imagining a world without it feels almost impossible, highlighting a profound societal dependence. From packaging our food to constructing our vehicles and medical devices, plastic's versatility has made it indispensable. This reliance presents a significant paradox. A material offering unparalleled convenience also poses one of the greatest environmental challenges of our time. Understanding this dual nature is key to addressing the plastic crisis. A brief history of plastic. The story of plastic began in the late 19th century with the invention of celluloid, followed by bakelite in the early 20th century, marking the dawn of synthetic polymers. These early plastics offered revolutionary alternatives to natural materials like ivory and tortoiseshell, signaling a new era of material science. Their development was driven by a desire for durable, moldable, and affordable substances. The mid-20th century saw an explosion in plastic production, particularly after World War II, with polyethylene, polypropylene, and PVC becoming household names. This period ushered in the age of convenience, as plastics enabled mass production of consumer goods, packaging, and countless other applications. The material's low cost and versatility quickly made it indispensable across industries. The convenience paradox. Plastic offers unparalleled convenience, making our lives easier in countless ways, from single-use packaging that preserves food to lightweight components in transportation. This ease of use and disposability has become deeply ingrained in modern consumer culture, shaping our expectations for efficiency and hygiene. The immediate benefits are often tangible and highly valued. However, this convenience comes at a steep price, creating a paradox where short-term gains lead to long-term environmental and health consequences. The very properties that make plastic so useful, durability and resistance to degradation, also make it a persistent pollutant. Our reliance on it has outpaced our ability to manage its waste effectively. Its versatility has driven innovation in medicine, enabling sterile single-use equipment and life-saving devices, and in construction, providing durable and insulating materials. In transportation, lightweight plastics improve fuel efficiency, while in electronics, they offer insulation and protection. This adaptability is a primary reason for its widespread and entrenched use across all sectors. Environmental cost. Oceans. The most visible and heartbreaking consequence of plastic pollution is its impact on our oceans. Millions of tons of plastic waste enter marine environments annually, forming vast garbage patches and littering coastlines worldwide. This pollution chokes marine life, damages ecosystems, and disrupts the delicate balance of ocean health. Marine animals often mistake plastic debris for food, leading to internal injuries, starvation, and entanglement. Microplastics, tiny fragments broken down from larger items, are ingested by even the smallest organisms, entering the food chain and potentially affecting human health. The sheer scale of oceanic plastic pollution presents an ecological catastrophe. Environmental cost, land and air. Beyond the oceans, plastic pollution severely impacts terrestrial environments and air quality. Landfills worldwide are overflowing with plastic waste that can take hundreds to thousands of years to decompose, leaching harmful chemicals into the soil and groundwater. These vast dumps are visual scars on the landscape and ecological burdens. The incineration of plastic waste, while reducing volume, releases toxic gases and particulate matter into the atmosphere, contributing to air pollution and climate change. Even when plastic breaks down on land, it forms microplastics that contaminate soil, affecting plant growth and entering terrestrial food webs. This widespread contamination poses a threat to both ecosystems and human health. Microplastics, an invisible threat. Microplastics, defined as plastic particles smaller than 5 millimeters, are an insidious and pervasive form of pollution. They originate from the breakdown of larger plastic items, microbeads in personal care products, and synthetic textiles shedding fibers during washing. Their tiny size allows them to spread virtually everywhere, making them incredibly difficult to contain or remove. These microscopic particles have been found in tap water, bottled water, sea salt, beer, and even the air we breathe. Once ingested, microplastics can accumulate in the bodies of animals and humans, raising significant concerns about potential health impacts, including inflammation, toxicity, and disruption of endocrine systems. The full extent of their long-term effects is still being researched, but the threat is undeniable. The recycling myth and reality. Recycling is often presented as the primary solution to plastic waste, but the reality is far more complex and challenging. Only a small fraction of plastic produced globally is actually recycled, with many types of plastic being difficult or impossible to process economically. Contamination and the degradation of plastic quality with each recycling cycle further limit its effectiveness. The intricate sorting processes required for different plastic polymers, coupled with fluctuating market demands for recycled materials, create significant logistical and economic hurdles. This recycling myth has inadvertently encouraged continued high production and consumption of virgin plastics, masking the true scale of the waste problem. A more holistic approach is urgently needed. Economic dependence on plastic. The global economy has developed a deep reliance on plastic, with industries from packaging and automotive to construction and healthcare heavily invested in its production and use. Millions of jobs are tied to the plastic value chain, from manufacturing and processing to distribution and retail. This economic entanglement makes a rapid transition away from plastic incredibly challenging. The low cost and high performance of plastic materials often make them the most economically viable option for many applications, especially in developing economies. Replacing plastic with alternatives can be expensive, requiring significant infrastructure investment and potentially increasing consumer costs. This economic inertia is a powerful force preventing a swift departure from plastic. Behavioral addiction to plastic. Beyond economic factors, our inability to quit plastic is deeply rooted in human behavior and cultural norms. The convenience offered by single-use plastics has fostered a throwaway culture, where disposability is prioritized over durability and reusability. This behavioral addiction is reinforced by fast-paced lifestyles and readily available, cheap plastic products. Breaking these ingrained habits requires a significant shift in consumer mindset and infrastructure. It means actively choosing reusable alternatives, demanding sustainable packaging, and rethinking our consumption patterns. The psychological comfort of convenience, however, often outweighs the perceived effort of more sustainable choices, creating a powerful barrier to change. The search for alternatives. Recognizing the urgency of the plastic crisis, scientists and innovators are actively developing and scaling alternatives to conventional plastics. These include biodegradable polymers derived from plant starches, compostable materials, and innovative packaging solutions made from paper, glass, or metal. The goal is to find materials that offer similar functionality without the persistent environmental impact. However, developing viable alternatives faces significant challenges, including cost-effectiveness, scalability, and ensuring that biodegradable claims truly translate to environmental benefits in real-world conditions. A truly sustainable alternative must not only replace plastic, but but also avoid creating new environmental problems, such as increased land use or higher carbon footprints. Progress is being made, but it's a complex journey. Conclusion: trapped by our choices, our journey through the world of plastic reveals a profound truth. We are deeply entangled with this material, not just by its utility, but by our own choices and systems. The convenience it offers has become a societal expectation, and the economic structures built around it are immense. This entanglement makes quitting plastic a monumental, multifaceted challenge. Maybe plastic didn't trap us. We trapped ourselves. Our collective reliance, our consumption habits, and our slow response to its consequences have created a situation where disentanglement requires a fundamental shift in how we live, produce, and consume. The path forward demands innovation, policy changes, and a conscious re-evaluation of our relationship with materials.